Hey everyone, I got one that I've been promising to show off to you guys for pretty much forever, and it's actually one of my favorite bits of gear. Today we'll be taking a look at the Agilite AMAP III backpack. And this is a really great bag that I use almost daily, and as a bonus it hooks into my plate carrier. Let me show you. Let's get started. So I teased the hell out of this when we did our Agilite K19 review, and it really has become my go-to field use day pack. And to be honest, I love the Agilite K19 and the AMAP III setup so much that I not only have one in multicam, but I also did an entire K19 and AMAP III setup in multicam black also. And for the guy that doesn't even like rear packs all that much, it's gotta be doing a lot of things right for me to not only have one, but then also recommend it to others. So let's tear into this bag and I'll show you the size of the AMAP III, then I'll show you the features of it and how the whole thing connects into your plate carrier for an incredible combination. And then we'll finish out with some pros, cons, and if I recommend it, just like we always do. So let's start out by looking at the actual size of the AMAP III. One of the most striking things you'll notice about the AMAP III is that it's actually closer to the size of a normal backpack, with a height of 5.7 inches, a width of 11 inches, and then 8 inches in depth. Now, one of my main complaints about a lot of these rear bags is that you can't really even carry anything in them. And as you can see here, a few mags or like a small wheel or toolkit, and this flat pack is completely full. Now we see the same wheel or toolkit in the AMAP III. I barely even fill up the bag, and I could easily throw in a bunch of extra gear like a water bladder, along with some extra mags and a waterproof jacket. And having the room to actually carry things in a tactical bag seems a little bit crazy. I can actually carry more than just 3 children's Lunchables, which seems a little crazy when compared to some of the other rear packs that are out there. But tell you what, let's dig a little deeper into this AMAP III and let's start looking at some of the features, and I want to start by looking at the shoulder straps of this pack. One of the biggest things you'll see here is the AMAP III uses actual full-size shoulder pads, unlike a lot of other rear packs we've seen that use straps that make it impossible to actually use a backpack without looking like you're about to head to preschool and learn about shapes. Oh, hey guys, I'm about to go learn about circles. And since it's the size of a real backpack, I use the AMAP III for a whole lot of day-to-day duty and field usage. Looking closer at the shoulder pads, we see they're fully padded and have a nice ergonomic shape, so it fits around your body nicely. The front of the shoulder pad also has a D-ring on either side, with an elastic strap with multiple MOLLE sections. I use these sections to route a water bladder tube with a Grimlock carabiner. And I think Joe told me about this setup, but then you don't have your water tube just all flopping around, and then you just undo the Grimlock and then you can access your water tube easily. The middle section of the shoulder pads also has a clip to connect the shoulder pads together and help take the weight off your shoulders for longer heights if you need to shift your weight around. I don't know if I have an odd body shape though, because those things just seem like they're just trying to choke the hell out of me, so I usually just take those straps off the shoulder pads. But the neatest trick of the shoulder straps is how they can be easily removed. Just unfold the tab and push it through at the top and bottom of the strap to quickly and easily remove the shoulder straps altogether. And then you could just hook the entire pack into your plate carrier. And yes, we'll get to that. It's way cool. Next though, let's take a look at the outside of the pack. Starting at the top, there is a nice stout carry handle that makes the entire pack feel like it's made to take a beating. And to be honest, I bet you this handle could double as a drag handle when you connect it into the K19 also. Moving down the sides, there are 4 rows of 3 sections of MOLLE to allow for additional pouches, tools, or whatever you may want there. Moving to the front of the bag, we see a large zippered pocket placed at the top of the AMAP III, and the entire pouch here is about 5 inches long by 5 inches wide. And this front pocket is awesome to throw in like your phone or your personal effects, so that way if I'm out and about, I don't have a bunch of stupid things in my pockets all day. Moving down, we see a large loop-backed MOLLE section that has 4 total rows of MOLLE in the top portion and also has 2 horizontal MOLLE slots on either side. And that top portion is almost identical to the top front bag of the K19, so you may be asking yourself, wait, can I hook a placard into it? And yes, you can. If you really wanted to, you could install a second set of ITW Quasm clips that could then hold an entire second placard on your rear pack. So then you could have just this pack and placard setup just thrown in your car and then use that setup to get to your main gear, or maybe a minimalistic plate carrier setup and then just connect this placard into your carrier. Or just leave that entire placard on the rear of your pack for just a backup. There's a lot of options there, but let's keep exploring some of the functions on this pack. Below that first MOLLE section, we see 3 full rows of loop-backed MOLLE that our placard could connect into, or we could just put cool patches on. Below that, we see another strip of hook that connects into the outer cover pouch. This pouch area can be used to secure smaller items in this pouch, or this cover can be expanded to hold larger items and attach the G-hooks into the top of the bag. So I bet you're wondering, like me, if we can fit an actual helmet in there. I don't know, let's try it. Placing our Team Wendy carbon helmet inside the outer flap of the AMAP III is incredibly easy, and it kept the entire setup nice and secure. I also often use this section to place a second set of shoes if I'm gonna go be working in water for the duration of the day. And there's also clips along the outside of the AMAP III, so you can use that to either secure the contents, or you can use it to flatten down the AMAP if you wanna have a slimmer profile bag. Flipping the AMAP III over, we see the same ultra comfy padded material that's used on the K19. The center portion of this can be removed when we connect it into our plate carrier. Yes, I'm gonna show you. Let's look at all the features inside the pack first before I show you that though. Inside the pack is an entire loop-back portion on both sides of the pack. I also got the EDC organizer panel that works great when placed in this location. On the inside of the main pack also has a spot where you can place pens, markers, chem lights, or whatever you may need here. I usually throw a pair of Gator sunglasses into that actual EDC organizer, so I have a pair of sunglasses when I'm out and about. And there's also a little hook that's on the EDC organizer that is really nice to just connect my keys into, so I don't have to worry about those either. Moving to the other side of the bag, there's a large zippered pocket that gives access to the water bladder section. The top of this inner pocket has a hook and loop clip to keep your bladder secured to the top of the pocket. The top of the bag also has an opening to easily feed your drinking tube out and connect it into the shoulders. Alright, so I think that's actually all the features of the pack, and I'm sure you're thinking of some cool ways you could set it up for whatever it is you're doing out in the field. But let me show you one of the actual coolest things that this pack can do. Wearing it on the K19. The first way you could wear it is to just wear it over the K19 as a regular pack. The shoulder straps, being regular straps, make this possible, but it's not the ideal solution. As this pack isn't super big, if I was gonna do this style of a bag on top of a plate carrier, I'd use a full-size ruck instead of a small bag, but I guess I would have access to everything. So then looking into actually connecting the AMAP III into the K19, we have a few options. We can leave the shoulder pads connected or remove them. I usually leave the shoulder straps connected to the pack, mostly so I don't lose them, but you do get a better overall connection to the K19 with the actual shoulder straps removed. The first step in connecting the AMAP III is to remove the cover to the hook and loop portion. You can place this cover in the intersection of the pack for safe storage too. Then you connect the AMAP III onto the rear of the K19 and connect the clips onto the side and the bottom of the carrier. And this works for like a fast and easy way to just connect your AMAP III into your K19, but you may have an actual pack that's loaded down and you may want to use some of that weight distribution of the actual carrier itself and integrate that pack into the carrier. In that case, you have to have the shoulder pads removed, and then you can lift up on the rear shoulder strap portion to see the AMAP III connection on the K19. Slide the hook and loop tab on the shoulder pad through the shoulder straps on the pack to give an extremely solid connection. So you really have a quick and easy connection, or you can do a more solid connection if you have a heavier load, But either way, it's quick and easy to connect and to remove it. And you don't have to spend like an hour just weaving MOLLE in and out if you want to take it off or put it on. I really do like the functionality of putting it on my K19 though. So let's do some pros, cons, and if I recommend it. The first pro, it's a regular ass backpack. Unlike a lot of other rear packs we see, the AMAP III is appropriately sized to be used as both a rear pack and a backpack. You can easily fit in an adequate amount of gear to work well as a day pack. And the AMAP III really has been my go-to pack for when we go out and do training events. Alright, so let's look at the next pro, and that's going to be the multi-use functionality. The rear of the pack allows me to connect in an additional placard, tuck in a helmet, or even throw in an extra pair of footwear. The shoulder straps are also smartly designed to support whatever you may need when in a backpack configuration, or easily remove them to attach to your plate carrier. The entire pack just has multiple levels of functionality all over it. Alright, so I guess I'll say my last pro is that carrier connection method. As you just clip in the AMAP III into the K19, you can quickly and easily remove the pack from the carrier. This is a ton better than so many other rear packs on the market that take forever to install or use some proprietary system and then become completely useless once the actual pack is removed. Attaching the AMAP III into the shoulder straps of the K19 also makes for a great connection method for when you're actually having it loaded down with a significant amount of gear. So then let's look at some cons, and I guess I really only have one, and I wish there was some way to do some form of quick disconnect. Because when attached to the carrier, the AMAP III is still inaccessible, and it would be awesome to see what the guys at Agilite could come up with so you could take off the rear pack in a hurry, or just unhook one side so you could access the rear pack as a single user. Overall though, I highly recommend the AMAP III. It's one of those tactical bags that's actually useful and then also has a really smart connection method into your plate carrier. And the features of the AMAP III makes it a pack I can use as a day pack, but then easily attach into my K19 and have all my gear ready to go on top of one of the best plate carriers on the market. This whole combination is absolutely one of my favorites, and I will say the AMAP III is a must-have for anyone that has a K19. But I hope this review of the AMAP III was useful in your purchasing decisions. I want to say thanks to all of our Patreon supporters. You're the ones that make all this possible, and thank you for believing in us. And I want to say thanks to everyone that likes, comments, and subscribes. Comment down below what color AMAP III you're going to get. Alright everyone, Walsh out. Be serious though, on a scale of 1 to ridiculous, exactly how do I look?